see a dog and the dog barks at them. Okay, you can see that I am making faces, I am being animated, I'm using different voices in the second part of the reading. Hello everyone, my name is Chika Osime and I am passionate about education, public speaking, and the world of mathematics. Today on this channel, we'll be speaking about how to help your child or how to get your child start reading earlier than expected. I believe that education should be engaging and accessible to all, and I'm very excited to share my knowledge and my experiences as a teacher with you today. So if you're a parent looking to how to help your child develop his or her reading habit, or even a teacher looking into how to help your learners, your pupils develop their reading habits or read properly in classes, or just an individual who is very curious or excited about the world of education, you are in the right place. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you get to join our growing communities of learners and speakers. And today's topic in our channel today, we'll be speaking on how to help your child start reading earlier than expected. Oftentimes most parents, you see your kids, you see some kids start reading at the age of 3, some 4, some 5, and some don't even start reading at all, even at the age of 15. I'm here to tell you there are certain things you can do that can help your child develop his or her own reading habits. Today I'll be giving you like 6 to 7 tips on how to help your child develop her reading or his reading habits. So the first thing we'll be speaking about today is start early. Yes, you heard me. I said start early. You have to start reading to your child early. And some people will say, how early is early? Start reading to your child as early as an infant. Even though it may seem like the child doesn't really understand what you're saying, but you can't deny the magic of reading to your child as a baby. Those words, the sounds and the words, those wonders to your child when it comes to reading later in life. Another thing I'm going to be speaking about is create a reading routine for your child. This is important. This is also as important as starting early. When I say creating a reading routine, you might want to ask me, a child that is, like I said, start reading to an infant. A little child doesn't, can sit still and read. The child doesn't have to sit still and read. You as a parent have to do the work. You have to create a reading routine, especially reading to your kids at night, reading to them for them to bed. Many parents they don't do that. I understand that a lot of parents, they work, and after work you're tired and all that. We have 7 days in a week. You can pick 3 to 4 days and read to your child. Don't just let it slide. Make it a habit to read bed night stories to your child to bed as early as 2 years, 3 years. Start reading to them to bed. It also does a lot in their reading habit and also help them in reading in later years. Okay, the next one I'm going to speak about is choose age appropriate books for your kids. When you're reading to them, you have to choose books that are appropriate for their age. When it comes to babies, infants, books that are very colorful is just perfect for them. That have pictures and colors, there are a good number of them out there. So every colorful book you see out there that have pictures and colorful, they're very perfect for infants. And toddlers, the very simple books, very simple basic stories are perfect for toddlers. Now this one I'm going to talk about now is just as is very important, just like the chief cornerstone of it all. Just pay attention to this and make sure that it's not just about reading. You can read, and when you don't do this I'm about to say, your reading is just, I don't know. But when you're reading to a child, you have to be animated. Yes, be animated. And many people would like to ask me, hey auntie, what is animated? How can you be animated while reading to a child? I am going to explain to you. When reading to a child, you have to be animated. What that means is that you have to make different faces. You have to use facial expression. You have to use gestures to make the reading engaging and fun. I'm going to give you an example. Let's assume that this is a storybook I want to read to a child. Okay, I open the book and I'll start. Ngozi and Funke were going to school. They saw a dog. The dog barked at them and they ran away. Yes, you heard me read, but I wasn't animated. I didn't make faces. I didn't use any kind of gesture. Now watch this reading. Ngozi and Funke were going to school. On their way to school, they saw a dog. Wow! What did they see? A dog. And the dog barks at them. Okay, you can see that I am making faces, I am being animated, I'm using different voices in the second part of the reading. When you even as a teacher, this is what I use to get my kids, my pupils engaging in my class. Whenever I read with faces, with gestures, you'll see the kids, even the one that doesn't even answer any question at all in the class, they will answer questions that day because the reading is engaging, it is fun. So you have to be animated while reading to your child. Okay, it is very important. Okay, so the next thing we'll be talking about is you have to lead by an example. Yes, lead by example. You can't just every time you're telling your child, Funke, go and read, Funke, get your books and read. But you as a parent, you as a mom, you as a dad, you are not doing, you are not reading. Make reading as also a part of you. Like reading should be something you do for fun. And let me tell you, kids learn most from imitation. Yes, that's why you see your daughter, a toddler, most times they wear your wig, they putting on your makeup because they see you do that always. So you can imagine what happens when your daughter sees you reading. Your daughter or your son will want to do what you're doing. So you have to lead by example. Even if you just have to do it for camouflage, even if you don't like reading, pretend. You know, probably when they've gone to school, they are out, you can do your things. But once they're home, make it intentional for your kids to see you reading so that they will also create that habit for reading for themselves, knowing fully well that that is what you do for yourself. Another point to be speaking on is design a cozy corner in your room for reading. You can find a very cozy corner in your room, put a table, put a seat, make it a point where your kids read. They don't have to read lying on the bed or anywhere. Create a suitable corner by the side of the room. It can be anywhere for your kids to be reading. Then also limit screen time. The time you give for your kids to be on screen must be limited. They must encourage your kids to use reading time to substitute for screen time. It's not every time your kids are on the tab and watching television. No, they have to read. Make it a habit for your kids to read oftentimes more than they use their screen. So another thing we'll be speaking on is celebrate milestone. It is very important to celebrate milestone with your kids. Whenever they achieve something, this particular one, it doesn't just have to be when they start reading or when they finish a book. Anything at all they do that they kind of achieve. But if they learn new words, if they finish reading a book, celebrate it for them. Make them know how important that particular achievement is to. It will motivate them. It will make them want to do more. For you to celebrate with them. And also, when your kids, give them books as a gift when they are celebrating birthday or special occasion. Birthdays doesn't just have to be you giving your kids cakes, bread, ice. Doesn't just have to be giving them cakes, bread, going out on a trip. Give your kids books as gifts for their birthday. That is also going to do wonders when it comes to your kids reading. So now when you incorporate all these points I mentioned today, and one other point I would like to mention is point out letters or words every day in your child's life. It can be something as simple as walking on the street and seeing a signpost and you're pointing out a word or letter to her or him, and you can probably be cooking in the kitchen. We are unwrapping a food package and you're pointing out some words or letters. They make it a habit to point out words, to point out sounds from food package, can be from television screen, from anything at all. Just point out randomly or occasionally, point out words or sounds to these kids. You know, the words as a child. I think I was able to learn the first big word I learned was I think obituary. That was the first big word I learned as a child, because whenever I'm walking on the road with my mom, then as a child, my mom points out on posters, she says obituary, obituary. Even though at that point I didn't really know what, I probably wasn't able to read it, but I was able to know that word when I see it in a different place, because it's something that my mom was able to point out. She wasn't pointing out to me, she was saying it aloud, but I learned. So pointing out words to a kid, to a child, a signpost for a food package is very important. It's going to help them learn those words. Point out words to your kids. Can be on the road as a signpost on a food package. Point out words to them, you know, they learn better. And most importantly, remember that every child is different. Yes, at the end of the day, remember that every child is different. You know, be patient with your child, be flexible with your child. Okay, the key word here is to make, the key thing here is to make reading a regular activity in your child's life. Okay, so basically, if you incorporate 2, 3 or more of those points we talked about today, trust me, your child is going to, you know, develop better when it comes to reading. Don't wait till your child is 15, what now, 10, 5, 6 to start reading to them. Start as early as an infant. You might think they don't understand, but trust me, they understand in their own way, and you'll be surprised at the wonders, you know, that is doing to your child. Till we come again next time, you know, we'll see you when we see you. Bye.